Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're talking about in Gishki 2017 deck profile. That's right, it's Gishki 2017 deck profile. Gishki is my third favorite archetype. I think on this channel I posted the Fire Kings, that's my number 1, and I posted Brilliant Men, they're number 2. Number 3 is Gishki, and I don't know why, but this was a deck where, this was one of the first decks back in a couple years ago when I was trying to make this deck meta, and it wasn't anymore. This was the deck that I really took a lot of time in perfecting, and then I put it down, and then I got back to it, and I looked at it, and I'm really enjoying it. There is one proxy in here, pay no attention to it, I'll point it out when it happens. Without further ado, let's get into the deck profile, starting with 3 copies of Gishki Zilgagas, if I'm saying that right, probably not. His effect, can pay 1,000 life points, draw 1 card, reveal it. If it's a Gishki card, you shuffle 1 card into the deck. It's a mandatory effect, so that's kind of in the way, but it is non-targeting removal. It is essentially a free draw. He's also got 3,200 attack, which is really, 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 really big. 3 copies of Gishki Abyss. His effect is when this card is summoned, that's essential. You can add 1 Gishki monster with 1,000 or less defense. So that's including Gishki Vision. 3 copies of Gishki Vision. He has 2 effects. First, you can he's essentially the Senju of the deck, where you can pitch him, discard him to add a ritual monster, and I'm only running 1 target. Or you can use him as the full tribute for a ritual summon, so that's really strong as well. And then there's 3 copies of Gishki Shadow. You can discard him to add a ritual spell, and you can also use him as a full tribute as well. He's also a level 4, so that's fairly strong as well. I think I just said as well for like the 9th time in the video. But anyway, 3 copies of Gishki Beast, so you can normal summon him to special summon Gishki Vision or Gishki Shadow, and use them as tribute material, or summon Gishki Shadow and make a rank 4. It's usually Bahamut Shark for Totally Awesome. So there's a lot of different ways that this deck can get to Totally Awesome just inherently because of the interaction that it has with Bahamut Shark. So that's really strong. But also I am running the Frog engine, so 3 copies of Suave Frog. You can very easily make 2 Totally Awesomes. 3 copies of Dupe Frog. Gotta run 3 copies of him. He searches when he's sent from the field to the graveyard. Unless it's a she, then she searches when she's sent from the field to the graveyard. And 2,000 defense, and your opponent has to attack this card. Can't attack any other cards while that card's face up on the field. 2 copies of Rodent Totem, because you really just want to send them off of Swap Frog, and you don't really want to see them any other way. I'm running some interesting tech choices. I'm running 2 Beautiful Princess. This card came out in Primal Origin, and ever since then it's been very strong in Gishki decks. What it says is when this card is summoned as well, you can banish it with special summon 1 level 4 or lower fish type. There is only 1 target, but luckily it's this card, and that is easily the best target for this card to summon. I'm only running 2 of, just to make room. I actually cut the 3rd one to run 1 copy of Deep Sea Diva. Deep Sea Diva's got some pretty neat little interactions she can do. She can make a rank 2, but usually you summon out, because she says Deep Sea Diva special summon 1 level 3 or lower Sea Serpent. That is only 1 target as well. It's Gishki Vision. So you can actually make Hail to the Arclight, which Hail to the Arclight just inherently is a strong card, because it's it's basically a macrocosmos that can negate monster, spell, and trap effects. But also, when it hits the graveyard, it searches ritual cards as well. So that's really strong. Max C, because in this meta, you almost have to run Max C in the main deck, in my opinion. 3 copies of Instant Fusion. You open this card with Swamp Frog and a Frog. That's like, oh, that's the absolute nuts. This card, probably one of the best cards in the game. 3 copies of Twin Twister. I built this deck to go second, and the reason being is because I didn't think this deck's first turn play was that strong. It does have a pretty good first turn play of being able to bust out 2 Totally Awesomes, but other than that, no really strong first turn play. So I just said, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to build all spells. I'm going to run Maxi, Twin Twister, and I'm going to just say, because if you build your deck to go second well enough, you will always win the die roll, because everybody wants to go first. So here's the proxy. It's coming in. 2 copies of Gishki Aquamere. Yeah, it's Necros Mirror. But I thought I bought 2 of them, but I guess the other one's in transit. But this one, this is obviously the ritual spell. It's the only one you need. There are 3 of them. The other one costs life points. You can pay life points equal to the monster's level, which is times 500, which is 5,000 in this deck. Or you can tribute cards on both sides of the field to ritual summon 1 but it has to be equal, and you can't conduct your battle phase, and their attack is halved, which is just really, really bad. But other than that, this card, when it's in the graveyard, you can target one Gishki ritual monster, put it back to your hand, and shuffle this card back into the deck. That's why you don't necessarily need 3 of, because you're always going to essentially have them. 2 copies, Moray Agreed. This is your cheap Pot of Desires, essentially. This is $6. Like, Pot of Desires like 80. One for one for Beautiful Princess, and then 1 Upstart Goblin, because it's 39 card deck is just a lot stronger. You're essentially saying, hey, opponent, you can have 9,000 life points if I get to play with 39 cards, and that's really strong. And then for the extra deck, should be fairly obvious. 2 copies are totally awesome. You can run 3 if you want to. Cut one of the rank 4 Xyz. I just sold one recently because I wanted to help build my DDD deck. So that's why I'm only running 2. 1 copy of Cash Shark. Cash Shark's really good in this deck because you almost always make her with waters underneath her. She's almost always indestructible, just sitting up there, and she can detach to double the attack of every Xyz monster you run except 1. 2 copies of Bahamut Shark because there's only 2 targets. Well, there's 3 targets, but Cat Shark's kind of useless without material. So 2 copies of Bahamut Shark. The P stands for pretty good deck. 1 copy of Herald of the Artlight, like I said before. Elder Entity Norton for the instant fusion target. 1 number 81. This is kind of an interesting tech because, like, I found times when I'd brick really, really hard, and the only play I really had was rank 10. And this is obviously the best generic rank 10. This is the best rank 10 in my opinion in general. So you just make this card and hope that that's good enough. And that's it for the non-rank 4s. Running 1 Abyss Dweller. Probably could bump it to 2 if you wanted to. Utopia, Prime, the Lightning, 101, Cowboy for Game, because there's a lot of easy ways to make rank 4s. And number 18, Heraldi Palatrich for Junishishes, or Zodiac Beasts. And the side deck is really up to personal preference. So that's it. Hit that like button. Should be in that section over there, right next to the subscribe button and the dislike button, but pay no attention to that. And most importantly, have a good day.